Welcome to Guys in the Zone Talk Show, your place for news and tips on land and life in Costa Rica's Southern Pacific Zone.
Hi, I'm Ben.
And I'm Rod.
We
Are the guys in the zone. Yes, we are.
Anyway, we appreciate you watching. We've been getting some great input from a lot of you people who check in on our videos to see what's going on in Uvita. It turns out we've become a bit of a source of news and what's going on. One of the things that we want to talk about, or I should say probably the thing that we want to talk about today, is the question that we get asked all the time. Rod and I were just taken out to lunch by a gentleman who has property here. He's not in a hurry to sell his property, but he would like to sell it. He's decided not to right now because it's not a very good time to sell. And the reason it's not a very good time to sell is there is a lot of property in the inventory.
That's right.
But you know, he wanted to know what was going on. And so we thought, you know, it seems that this is a fairly common topic, and you've probably seen it now in every talk show we do, but we're going to revisit it. The state of the market, what's going on, what's it like here right now in Costa Rica real estate in Uvita? And we can tell you. Rod, why don't you tell them?
Well, there is a lot of property that is in our inventory in all the different property categories. The main reason, I think, is because of the economic downturn and people getting tight and needing to liquidate. You know, they're land rich, cash poor. Some people are moving. I think there's a natural migration cycle. Sometimes, there's a lot of different factors, but we have a lot of property. Prices have come down by roughly half from where they were. And like you alluded to, I think it's a great time to buy. There's a great selection, and we're getting more and more inquiries. People are hearing good things from Costa Rica.
There's an interesting phenomenon, I feel like, that we're observing right now, because the market is actually fairly active. There's quite a bit of activity going on in looking at property, showing property, inquiring about property, and even putting property under contract. What is interesting is that even after it goes under contract, some of these deals are coming out or falling out of contract, and
for different reasons.
And some of them have been pretty weird. You know, we've lost a number of contracted deals this year over health, an unknown legal problem with the property. The seller had a lawsuit against him that he didn't disclose to us when he listed the property.
Buyer not being able to come up with the full purchase price.
We've got one property that is in probate, and we have like 2 or 3 people who keep writing us and asking us, can I buy it yet? And so this kind of thing is going on. But also talking with the other agencies, it's just kind of a strange phenomenon right now. So I have decided that I'm going to apply my analytical mind to this situation and explain it.
I'm captivated.
Okay, well, just a minute. I got to apply my mind to it. Let's see. It's something like, this is, I think. Okay, wait a minute. Yeah, this is how it goes. Excuse me. This is my theory. It has to do with security. You know, back at the beginning of the recession, Rod and I did some articles and had a lot of conversations with people about the statement, there is no market here. At that time, there wasn't. And the market was not active like it is now. We could not make that statement. It was dead. And there was no business happening. And the reason is we didn't know what the value was. The market had done this tumble and nobody knew. So if we were to go out and look at a property, we'd stand on it and say, well, it was, $300,000, but, the market has crashed, and so if you're interested, we can ask the seller what, and then we'd ask the seller, what do you, and he'd say, well, you guys are the experts, you tell me, and we'd be like, whatever, who knows what the value of this is. There is definitely a market here, no doubt. I think what the problem is that people will come down and find a piece of property, and it's perfect. It's like the fulfillment of a dream. And it's even at a really good price.
Yep.
You know what the problem is, though, I think, is that they say, well, there's a lot of properties here. Maybe what we ought to do is come back in 6 months, because no doubt the property that I'm in love with is still going to be available.
Right.
And I may find something I like better. This kind of thing, I think, it enters into it anyway. I don't know if it's the full explanation of it.
Well, and a good example is the property we have in Baena that is under contract, and we had somebody else come last week. No, actually, that was, I guess, about a month ago, and they really liked that property, but we already have it sewn up, and they have missed out. That does happen from time to time, and when you find the perfect thing, when you come all this way and you stand on it and it feels like, wow, this is it, I would say go for it, because life's short.
I don't.
And this, the property,
life is happening now.
That's right.
Yeah. Well, and the thing is that it is what I call the Warren Buffett state of mind.
That's right.
When people are not buying, it's a great time to buy.
It's a great time to buy.
That's right. When people are, everyone is buying, it's a good time to, obviously, to sell. Anyways, it's always kind of opposite, and our human nature kicks in, and I just had a fellow today I was talking to on the on Skype, which is something, by the way, Rod and I offer as a service. If you'd like the initial consultation with us via Skype, let us know. Drop us an email. Rod@guysinthezone.com, Ben@guysinthezone.com. Write us, and we can set up a Skype consultation. It's really a nice way to get your questions answered about moving to the area. But this fellow said, isn't there, he's been looking at the various websites. He says, there's an awful lot of inventory down there, isn't there? I said, there absolutely is. And that inures to your benefit. This is a very good, it's about the best time I've ever seen. Now, let me finish that sentence. It's about the best time I've ever seen to buy a piece of property in Costa Rica. Now I say it's about because I was in the business at the beginning of the boom, if you will, and it may be as good as that.
The other thing is everybody's looking to be right on the edge before a boom. Everybody's looking for the boom, and the reality is sometimes it's a good time to buy in a beautiful area, and that's more than good enough. And I think if Costa Rica is the kind of place, and this particular area and our community fits what you're looking for, you want to bring your family here, you want to retire here, whatever the case, this is as good a time as any.
It may be better,
especially because back then they didn't have the infrastructure that they have. Are we? I was great minds. What? Yeah. So I mean, it's. You make a very good point.
Thank you. We made a very good point. So it is now time for the moment we've all been waiting for. Oh, shameless plug. That's what we call this segment. Shameless plug. That's actually a handle, if you will, that I got from my good friend Paul Newman. May he rest in peace. Okay, I don't actually know Paul. Didn't know Paul. But on his
movie once,
he makes a pretty good bottle of salad dressing, and on that bottle, going into the grocery store, you'll see this. He says "shameless plug," right? All of that stuff that he did was it was a non-profit thing, and he used his celebrity to sell, and so he called it a shameless plug. In our case, the shameless plug is this: we sell real estate. And what we've seen is we're finding that we're talking with people who are working all around the zone with different realtors. They seem to come to our talk shows and enjoy the information that's presented here, and then inquire of a property they find on someone else's website. We've got the property.
We've got that same property.
They're all on.
So
that's our shameless plug.
Well, 15 years of real estate experience or close to it in this area doing this exact thing. I think that pretty much stands on its own. But we're here to help, and we should shameless plug more often.
Well, let's shamelessly plug.
But one quick thing before we leave is if you like Twitter, if you're one of those tweeter people,
Peeper tweets.
We are on Twitter. If you love
Seriously.
Facebook, if you're a Facebooker, we're on it. If you like our newsletter or you want to receive our newsletter, sign up for our newsletter. We really reach out. We even have a YouTube channel with all our property videos and our talk shows. There's a lot of different ways to find us, and we really appreciate you tuning in. And definitely give us a call if you have some questions about real estate and property. You know, the reason we do this is because, you know, we want to help people buy land and have a good experience when they move here.
So drop us a line. Thanks for watching.